Okay, this is just a short recording to show some of the process, the madness. So the first thing is that I have this little script I've written here, very simple. Right. It just will generate it basically copies this template that I've built. So let's open the template. Well, here's an example one, right? Example template. We'll copy it, give it the right name. I like to have these things, year, month, day, when it was recorded. This is the lecture or the episode number. There's a letter, it can be ABC. And then the scale of the thing, right? So it's HD 1440 vertical. So everything's set up, kind of prepared this. And what happens is, so it's important with ScreenFlow, so I use ScreenFlow, to have that open before you record, right? So when you finish recording, you can save it into there directly, rather than have it moving across between two different ScreenFlow things, right? So that's a nice feature. So I like to work with many desktops. This has been rebooted, so it's pretty clean. So then I bring it over here. So let me go back here, right? So here's one that I've just recorded. So it has the iPad. Charging, that's a shame. It has the iPad here. Hopefully things are recorded well. Right, that recording is here. So let me just move these things. So there are two pieces, right? There's a camera here, which is a webcam turned on its side. This character, or this frame. So over here, I've figured out how I want to have things stored, and then so I've just got an easy list to work around with here, right? So, all right, so I'm going to come in and say to expand this one a little bit. Positions will be, I'm making a mess, it's easy, right? 2, 0, right? So that puts it in the right spot. No cropping. There's a little corner rounding, 50, right? So these things are listed in the right order. Some shadow, little drop shadow. Want to dial down the opacity, that's a bit strong. And that's in the right place now. So it's very helpful. You don't want to be dragging things around with a mouse. And then this little bit of stuff over here, I'm going to fill in soon. All right, we'll get to that. Okay, so I have the webcam on its side there. So now I've clicked on it. A couple of things. The first thing is I'll change so that it sounds a little bit better with the plate. Remove background noise. I can't remove the wood chipper out there, but that's all right. So that's basically right. So that's set here, 50%, 80%, background right. Trim the video. I'm not putting any funny things on these, like starts and ends. So I'm not getting carried away. Okay, so again, a list of things to just drop to move through. So 51 for the scale. Position is here, minus 186. So it puts in the right position. And then we have to rotate it. So now we're in the right spot. We're going to round the corners. It's just a little effect for this one. Shadow, we're going to get it to go in the right direction. That's a 45, so you see that flipped. And then we have just a few other pieces here, 83, 40, and 18. 18, that tends to make it the right thing. So, I do have a light here, which is useful. I mean, it's just a simple light. But just to sort of clean up the coloring and all that sort of thing, I do put a couple of filters on. So pretty simple. We'll just put the noir one on. It just kind of cleans up sort of any glare and so on. It's okay. And then sepia on top. That's sort of a bit of a theme. And then it's done, right? So this thing is now baked in terms of, or not baked, but and there's one last piece. So select all of these things, right? So there's a lot of other pieces that are kind of that are all these little, they're just images, that's all. And then I'll just deselect those two and move this one in here. Yeah. So you want to leave it so that your snapping is on, right? So the template has the snapping on, so you don't have to, everything is pretty much set to go. So I'll move it across one more. And this is where, and so this takes a now this takes a little bit longer. I'm going to write down all of the details here that will end up in the YouTube description. Yeah, and so we'll look at the one before. So you can see what's right. So I have little templates again for these things. So I've put in the title already, and there are two titles. One is for YouTube, and this one potentially this simple one, this with just title here, can have math jacks in it, right? So that's nice. Subtitle again could have math jacks. There's plenty of that up here. What's an example, right? So here's one, right? All of this, lots of math jacks stuff going on, or LaTeX. And then I copy that down here, and I'll just put in, it'll be just a normal, take out all of the LaTeX, have a few extra pieces which really go up here as well. And then there's just a bit of stuff here so people could find the website if they just found a thing. Tags, list those, right? So that's kind of it. And then you set it off, and it takes a while. You want a powerful machine. I'm doing a lot of these from a laptop, which gets it done, but it would be better to have a better machine. So that's kind of the madness. Let me add one more thing. I sort of alluded to this, but I like having this kind of structure here. And I have a laptop devoted to doing this. Right, the recording happens over here. You save, which I save it into the right template, move it across to here, fix up the dimensions, and then move it over to this third one where I put in the descriptions. And then once I start to upload things, I'll move it to this character, so I can just sort of to this space, so it's, you know, sort of separates them in a nice way, and that helps me kind of organize things. So I like that. It feels like I'm actually moving through a process, which of course I am. Okay, that's enough.